the election. Let's bring in Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter for more details. Congressman, I assume you agree with Doug Collins. I mean, it is very important for Republicans to have an evenly divided Senate so that the committees are evenly divided, even though the vice president can break a tie.
Absolutely. Doug is spot on, and he's absolutely correct. I mean, for a number of different reasons, Raphael Warnock is one of the most liberal senators in the United States Senate. He does not represent the values of the citizens of Georgia. Secondly, Herschel Walker would be a reliable conservative Republican vote, and we need that. Right now, we're not in a good situation. However, ask yourself, which one would you rather have in charge of the Senate, Chuck Schumer or Joe Manchin? I'd rather have Joe Manchin. If they get that 51st vote, then Joe Manchin's not going to carry as much clout as he has in the past, and at least he's helped us some.
Now, if Warnock wins, the Senate won't have evenly divided committees, and then the onus is really going to turn on you guys in the House to do all of those committee hearings. Now, there are hearings and there are hearings. I mean, we had the two impeachment trials. We have the January 6th committee. There seems to be a kind of fatigue among the American public for hearings right now, I think for pretty good reasons. Is there a danger of that happening if it all lands on your shoulders?
Well, I think there's a fatigue in the hearings that the Democrats have been having. I think people are way over January 6th. And when I'm in my district, they don't talk about it at all. So I can tell you they're way over those type of hearings. But they want to know some things about Hunter Biden's laptop. They want to know about what happened in Afghanistan, the botched withdrawal of troops there that cost us 13 euros and it was the worst public relations disaster in our country's history. That they want to know about these things. They want to know why we need 87,000 IRS agents. Yeah, so yeah, they may be a little bit of fatigue, but I think the fatigue comes about from what the subject matter has been with the committee hearings. By
the way, you didn't mention, I think it was an oversight, what's happening at the border, and in particular, how it's being handled by Mr. Mayorkas, the head of DHS. A lot of your colleagues think that one order of the next House Congress is to put up orders of impeachment on Mayorkas. Do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about it. And you are absolutely spot on in the sense that, you know, what am I hearing about when I'm in the district? I'm hearing about inflation. I'm hearing about the cost of gas, the cost of groceries. I'm hearing about the southern border, particularly about the drugs that are coming across that border. And they want it secure. I'm hearing about crime. I'm hearing about education. Those are the things that the people in the district and that I represent, that's what they're concerned with.
Well, there was a red wave in Georgia, if you will, as there was in Florida in the governor's race. I mean, in both Georgia and Florida, you had this extraordinary turnout for the Republican candidate that won both elections. Governor DeSantis, of course, and Governor Kemp in your state. And Governor Kemp is going to be out on the campaign trail for Herschel Walker. Why did Kemp have such an enormous turnout, and it might be tough to get the same kind of turnout for Herschel Walker?
Well, Brian Kemp did a great job in his first term as governor. He didn't shut this state down. In fact, just the opposite. We kept running, and this state is in great shape as a result of the leadership of Brian Kemp. He deserved a second term, and the people of Georgia recognize that, and they understand that, and they rewarded him with that. Herschel was going to be fine. I think that the Republicans in the state of Georgia learned a very important lesson during the runoff of Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, and that is we have got to show up. Look, this runoff is unlike any other in the sense that it depends on who gets their voters out. That's the key. That's why we've got to turn out. We Republicans got to turn out for Herschel Walker. We need him in the United States Senate.
But, you know, if Warnock is as left-wing as you say, it is kind of a divided state where you have somebody turning out in record numbers for a very conservative governor who kept the state open during the pandemic and did all the things that conservative Republicans do. And yet they saw what Warnock was doing in the Senate. Didn't it really click with them that this guy is so much the opposite of the guy we really like in Governor Kemp?
Well, it did, but let's face it. I mean, the amount of money that Raphael Warnock had and poured into this race. I mean, this was a national race. It's unheard of the amount of money that Raphael Warnock and the Democrats spent in this race, and getting on TV helped him. There's no question about that. To a certain extent, I'm sure being an incumbent helped him, but the people of Georgia recognize that we need Herschel Walker in the United States Senate. We need a conservative Republican like Herschel Walker. That's why we're going to get out and we're going to get him elected.
And I assume you're doing your bit too, right? You're going on the campaign trail with him.
Absolutely. I am supporting him as much as I can. I'm with him at every opportunity that I can.
All right. Well, Buddy Carter, we appreciate you coming in, and congratulations on the turnout in the election. You made such a lie of all those claims about the new Georgia voting law that were spouted out even by the President of the United States shamelessly, when in fact exactly the opposite of what they said was going to happen actually happened. The people of Georgia deserve kudos for that one.